Alright, in this problem we have the sawtooth function, which is defined by f of x equals x minus the greatest integer function. When we want to calculate these two limits, the limit as x approaches negative 0.9 from the right and from the left, and then determine whether it's left continuous, right continuous, continuous, which means both, or neither. So let's look at this one numerically. I think that will be the easiest thing to do. So x is going to approach 0.9, okay. Now we know that the greatest integer function changes with each integer, so it's like you always round down. So we'll get that in a second. So our function though is x minus the greatest integer function. Okay, so we're going to approach negative 0.9, so let's see, if we approach negative 0.9 from the right, we might start at 0. Okay. Alright, there's negative 1, 0, and negative 0.9 is about in there. Okay, if I plug in 0 to this function, I'm going to have 0 minus the greatest integer of 0. The greatest integer of 0 is, you round down to 0. Okay, but let's get closer. Let's go with 0.8. If we do that, we'd have x itself is 0.8 minus the greatest integer of 0.8. If you round down there, the greatest integer of 0.8 is going to be equal to 1. Negative 1. If you round, oops, I'm trying to put negative there. Let's try again. Okay, so x is negative 0.8 minus the greatest integer of 0.8 would be negative 1. So let's see, that's 0.8 plus 1. Negative 0.8 plus 1 is 0.2. Okay, I didn't really anticipate that number. Let's see, let's go with negative 0.88. We'll get negative 0.88 minus the greatest integer of that is negative 1. So we're going to get negative 0.88 plus 1. Well, that's negative 0.12. Let's go with negative 0.89. Negative 0.899, how about? Would be negative 0.899 minus negative 1. Negative 0.899 plus 1 would be, let's see, 1 minus that is negative. Oh, those are all positive. That's positive. Let's see, 0.101. Is that right? Okay, so it looks to me like these numbers, you've got 0, 0.2, 0.12, 0.101. It looks like they're going to approach 0.1. Okay, so I would say the limit from the right is 0.1. If we approach from the left, I think we're probably going to get the same thing. But let's see, let's do a separate table actually. So if we approach, that was approaching from the right. Now I'm going to approach negative 0.9 from the left. Okay, approaching it from the left, you're going this way. So let's start at negative 0.91. Plugging into x minus the greatest integer of x is negative 0.91 minus the greatest integer of 0.91 is negative 1. So you get negative 0.91 plus 1, which is positive 0.09. You could do negative 0.901, negative 0.901. This is going to become the same thing. Plus 1 will be positive 0.901.099. So those are also going to approach 0.1, I believe, which would mean the function is just plain old continuous at that point.